If you are thinking about building a full home sim flight cockpit, well, let me stop you right there. Because after doing it myself and spending many years in this, there are a few things that I don't think many people are saying, and they may completely change your mind as to whether you want to do this or not. For those of you that follow the channel, you will know that I have spent a number of years building up this cockpit from scratch, and it has evolved over those years as well, with numerous upgrades along the way. And I guess on paper, sounds like a pretty cool flight sim experience. And if I'm being honest, yeah, it's pretty cool having a full home simulator cockpit right in your house. And on that part, this thing absolutely delivers. The big elephant in the room with this is cost. Let me tell you, it never stops. As much as you think it will, it doesn't. There's always something else, a better screen, another hardware peripheral, something else that you really do need. And as the years go by and before you know it, you are way past that original budget that you thought you were going to be spending on this particular build. And by way of example, the switch panel over here and the standby gauges down there, originally 3D printed, a lot cheaper, but the quality wasn't there. And over time, I wasn't happy with it, so I upgraded to full purchased items. Much better quality, much better state. Did I need them? No, but I wanted them. I hope you've got a lot of time, and I mean a lot of time, because building a simulator cockpit, particularly from the ground up, is a very, very time-intensive hobby. In fact, I would go one step further to say it's actually a hobby in its own right. Making mistakes, redoing it again, God knows how many trips down to the hardware store to pick up parts and bits and pieces. It is so time intensive. So if your goal is to simply build something and get in and fly, you might find that this gets a little bit more frustrating than you think, and gets frustrating real fast. Now, I don't know about you, and maybe you've got multiple peripherals all hooked into that single PC and everything runs swimmingly all the time. But I reckon the vast majority of us, myself included, you will spend more time tinkering than you will actually do flying. You could turn off your PC one night with everything working beautifully, fire it up the next day, and all of a sudden, one of your peripherals is not working. Software issues, hardware glitches, and let's not even forget the elephant in the room, those fantastic Windows updates. You fix one problem and another one shows up. You start to find yourself becoming a bit of an IT guru over time. If you've got a home simulator cockpit and you've got multiple peripherals with lots of things talking, both hardware and software, well, you're going to have to get used to the fact that you will need to be spending time tinkering. Have you thought about where your home cockpit's actually going to live? Because they occupy some space. This is not a desk-mounted yoke sitting in a corner of an office somewhere. This is a full simulator, a one-to-one size panel, and it occupies an average size bedroom with a little bit of space around it, because you're going to need that to, guess what, access things from time to time, because there will be things that will break and you will need to pull things apart, and you're going to need that room around you. And depending on how you design this thing as well, it's not that mobile. It's kind of fixed in a position, locked down, and that's it. You don't just pick this thing up and start swinging it around all over the place. You're pretty solid. And then thinking about the future as to how it might evolve, because you might start with a single screen and then all of a sudden want triples, and you might want those triples spanned out at 60 degrees. Well, all of a sudden, you've now increased that real estate substantially. And once you're committed, you're committed. Look, the reality is that Building a home simulator cockpit, particularly if you haven't bought something off the shelf and you're doing something that's a little bit custom, it's not for everyone. You really got to enjoy the process. I'd go one step further as to you've kind of got to enjoy, to a certain extent, building, because you're going to start pretty slowly and things are going to evolve fairly slowly, limited by the amount of time that you've actually got. And you're going to have this eagerness to want to get in and fly. The reality is, it's not going to be like that. You are going to spend weeks and months building something that ultimately will be great once you get in and start flying. But if you do really just want to jump in and fly without the hassle, then I'm telling you right now, building a home cockpit is not going to be the answer for you. So in my honest opinion, and having done it myself, building a home simulator cockpit takes a lot of time, it is expensive, and I reckon for a vast majority of people, it's just not worth it. You are better off getting a couple of peripherals, having some large desk mount somewhere, and going with that, with a nice wide screen or even potentially virtual reality. So does that mean that I actually regret building mine? Absolutely not. For me, I enjoy the experience of building. I've treated that as a side hobby to an entire flight simulator hobby. And now I am enjoying the experience of flying and doing other things. But the build has always been an interest, and I knew going in that it was going to be a fairly long project. But if I was starting today, I would approach it quite differently. It would be a simpler, less complicated setup. I would cut down on the building type process. I would probably acknowledge the fact that I won't 3D print a lot of items and take a lot of time doing that, and I would go out and actually purchase off-the-shelf base items. I would also look at flexibility, and I would certainly be looking into virtual reality, because in my opinion, virtual reality is certainly going to be the way of the future. That does not mean that fixed panels are dead and buried, not by a long shot. But I do think that virtual reality plays a very big part in an overall flight simulation experience. And honestly, sometimes I just have more fun jumping into combat flying than using all of this. But that's for another day. So I'm curious on your thoughts here. Are you seriously considering building a home cockpit? Or does watching this video changed your mind and you've decided that you want to really keep things simple? Or maybe you're somewhere in between. Leave your comments and thoughts below. I'd love to hear about it. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to watch the video. I've really enjoyed making this one, and hopefully you got something out of it. If you did, please do me that favor, hit that like button. And if you are not one of those people that yet subscribed, big question, why not? Do me another favor, hit the subscribe button and that notification bell, and you will be informed every time I post some content. Look after yourselves, take care, and I'll catch up with you on the next one. Yeah, it's pretty cool having a home simulator.